Rock-a-doodle doo cock.
Are you going to make those jokes this whole time? Of course you are. Who did I marry?
Vow, view, vow, view, vow, view, vow, view, vow to view, vow, 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 vow to view,
Vow to view each other's movies, even though we don't always like them, but it's okay because we love each other and movies too.
Hey everyone, welcome to Daily. I'm sorry. I had a huge mind blurb.
If only it was written down somewhere for you to read on.
I don't need to read it. I don't need to read it. I have it memorized. Hey everyone, welcome to Vow to View, your Doof Media podcast all about marriage and the things we make each other watch. My name is Elyse Daly, and I am joined by
Scott Daly,
who is doing some weird sort of like strumming guitar harp motions with his hands. I don't really know what you're doing. I think you were trying to be like a musical rooster.
I was dancing.
Is that what you were doing?
Thanks for insulting my dancing.
Is that what you were doing?
It was.
Okay.
I was dancing.
I know. I've seen your really good dance moves. Those were not your really good dance moves.
Okay,
That's okay.
Let's not say the phrase "really good dance moves" around me because it's just not. It's not true.
It's you move. You dance with me.
We're the Dailies.
I mean, I'm your really good dance move.
We're the Dailies.
We are oh yeah, and we're the Dailies.
This intro is a disaster. We take 1 week off, and the intro just like blows up.
My mind turns to Swiss cheese.
This is the weekly podcast where my wife,
got this thing to
Elyse,
do too.
and I, where my wife, Elyse, and I each pick a movie and make each other watch it. Then we sit in front of some microphones and talk about the movies and talk about ourselves and about love and singing roosters. You know, all that good stuff.
Yeah. What's
Elyse,
life without singing roosters?
What was our theme for this week's episode?
I'm just going to say cartoons because I didn't really follow the prompt. It was supposed to be underrated cartoons, but I really just picked a cartoon from my childhood that I agree it was correctly labeled.
It was rated.
It was rated. Rated correctly.
Yeah, I think if there's a theme of this show, it's Elyse not following the prompt and just picking.
Elyse goes rogue.
Wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're picking underrated cartoons. You picked Rock-a-doodle?
Rock-a-doodle.
Rock-a-doodle.
Yes.
A Don Bluth film.
Yeah. You like Don Bluth, don't you?
I love Don Bluth.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Mostly.
I think this is his earlier work when he was trying to find his footing.
I know.
No?
It's
was
not.
this his later work when he was just doing whatever he wanted to?
I mean, we'll
Is
get
Don
there.
Bluth still alive?
I do not think so. We'll get there.
Okay.
I picked Disney's Treasure Planet, the 2002 movie that bombed so hard.
Yeah.
And it's actually, I followed the prompt. So I picked a movie that was considered a failure. And,
Is
I
a
want to
failure.
talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about those movies.
Yeah, we are. It's been a while. We took last week off because it was the giving of thanks.
Yeah. Hey,
The murdering of Native Americans.
and we didn't talk about this on our week before Thanksgiving.
No.
Our week of, thankfulness that we had.
Well, we took that week off. So
I know.
I was not thankful.
So what were you thankful for last week?
This is put
Not
me on
Rose
the
and
spot.
Thorn, but like
Put me
were-
on the spot.
Yeah. So what were you thankful for?
I'm thankful for this podcasting network I get to create.
Oh.
And everyone that works so hard on it with me to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You, my
me.
partner Matt, Sesh, Michael, Daniel.
I'm your partner. Like
He's my
your life
business partner.
Okay.
You're my every other partner.
Okay.
Howdy.
Can
Partner.
I interject a question?
You can ask anything you want.
So I was having a conversation today with one of my coworkers, and someone that she knows is putting together their things for their wedding, their guest list, and they were trying to email out to get some, addresses for their invitations. And part of it was they wanted to know who your life partner was. And that's how they phrased it, because you can only bring your life partner to the wedding. Is that a weird way to say, like, Like, why would they say life partner? Like, does it have to be someone that you're married to? Life partner?
No.
Does it have to be someone that you're just committed to? So should like someone who's been just dating for 3 months be able to bring their date?
I would.
Is it?
To me, I would interpret that as it's not a +1. Like if you're single, you can't just go ask some person to come with you.
So intentionally dating.
Right. So they don't want to just give everyone a +1. They want to have the people that are. If you are a couple. Okay. Because I don't think anyone's like. I think in very few relationships are people couples that they're like. Yeah, I'm probably gonna just plan on breaking this one up. I mean, maybe there are some people. I don't know. But that's my interpretation of that.
Okay. I was just wondering because we were talking about it today. Yeah.
Let's turn this question around on you.
Why are you turning around on me?
Miss Thankful.
I came up with it.
Yeah, but you can't do a thing on a show and have just one person do it and the other person not do it.
I mean, I can just ask
So
you
once
questions.
you posed the question about what am I thankful for, you knew that you were going to have to say you're thankful for something. And you used this tangent about life partner stuff to probably buy time to come up with something.
But I was thankful for my life partner. Thankful for my life partner.
That's a cop out.
I was actually very thankful for just some time for rest. I felt like, this break, it was our first extended break since the school year started. It was just really nice to have the time off. It was enough time for me to, the time that Sunday rolled around, like actually forget, oh, what day of the week is it? What do I have to do next? And so I know that by the time that our winter break rolls around, I'll be fully zened after that first week, I hope.
Fully zened?
Yeah, fully zened.
Okay.
But, I had made that conscious choice for that first weekend, that Saturday that you went to that movie with your dad and brother-in-law.
Yes.
It's like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to get my graded papers done. That way I don't have to do it the weekend before I go back to school. I can do it that time. Man, that was the best decision because I was just all relaxed the whole rest of the break. It was so lovely.
You ate the frog.
I did.
You just ate that frog all up.
I did.
I never eat the frog.
I love to eat the frog first.
Everyone says eat the frog first. Here's my motto. Just don't eat it. I don't want to eat it. Pass on the frog. Elyse, do we want to...
Are you meaning I have to eat a double portion of frogs at times because you're not going to eat your own frog and you're going to make someone else eat your frog?
I think you're like losing the track of the metaphor here.
Am I?
Elyse, I think it's time for the part of the show where we talk about the good things and the bad things that happened in the last week. It's time for...
Rosies and Thornies.
Cue music. Every rose has its thorn.
Has its thorn.
Just like every night has its dawn.
Dawn, dawn, dawn.
Every cowboy sings a sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah. Jesus.
So, Scott, I'm going to take this away right here. I am going to take the reins and I'm going to go for it. So, Scott, we already shared what we were thankful for last week, but what was your rose for? It doesn't have to be last week. It could have been the past 2 weeks because it's been a while since we recorded. So what, since the last time that we have spoken in front of these microphones, has been your rose?
We got to hang out. So, I mean, hang out with family is always great. My sister lives up in New York these days, my older sister, so we don't get to see them as much as possible. But her and her whole family were in town for Thanksgiving, and she organized like a sibling hangout. So me, my younger sister, and my older sister, and all of our life partners got
a good use of that word.
Got together to hang out, and we did an escape room here in Richardson. I forget, it was kidnapping, right? That's the one we did. We did kidnapping.
We were kidnapped.
We were blindfolded and handcuffed to a bed, and we had to get out of the handcuffs and then get out of the room. Escape rooms are really cool. I love well done escape rooms, and we beat it. We beat this escape room because we're all smart, and we did it.
Scott and I have only done 2 escape rooms, and we've beaten them both. And now that we've brought attention to this, the next one is not going to be successful for us. I have a feeling.
Well, here's what we do. We just never do another escape room again.
That's a good idea.
That reminds me, when I was young, my uncle,
back in the day,
my uncle taught me how to play solitaire, just like you were teaching my nephew how to play solitaire this past week. Anyway, my uncle taught me how to play solitaire on his laptop. It was like one of the first laptops that existed because I'm so old. and I won my first game of solitaire.
Whoa.
And my uncle said to me, okay, never play again, because then you get to say you've won every game of solitaire you've ever played.
That's true.
So we should do that with the escape
Have
room.
you ever played again?
Yeah, I've played a lot. I basically ruined that right away. You can't like have someone teach you a game and then just be like, nah, pass, done.
You could.
So yes, it was really great. All 6 of us hanging out together. It's something, we really rarely got to do, even when Cindy lived in town, just because we all have busy lives going on. She has 2 kids.
Yeah.
So the 6 of us getting together, just the 6 of us, is not something we get to do very often. And it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we got to do it. And
good.
I want to go back to
fun.
that escape room and do that train.
The runaway train.
The runaway train.
Yeah, that one sounds pretty cool.
Anyone in Richardson, come do an escape room with us.
Okay. We'll have to organize it.
Elyse,
Yes.
how about you? What is your rose?
So I absolutely love the fall and winter. Like I just really enjoy Thanksgiving. But one of the things that I enjoy so much about Thanksgiving is that Christmas is around the corner. And I love decorating for Christmas, because the only thing that makes your house feel more like a home is a Christmas tree with lights on it. And I don't know what happens. I don't know how it happens, but you just put up a Christmas tree and Christmas lights, and it's just like all of a sudden it's a home. You know, it just feels warmer, and you just get happier. And then you plug in all of the lights, and it's just
and then you start a
breathe sigh of
fire in your
relief. And then
fireplace.
you have a fire in the fireplace, and it's just so lovely. And so we decorated the inside of our house for Christmas this past weekend, and we put some other things outside, and we still have some stuff to do on the outside, but I was just excited that we got the inside done.
We both love Christmas.
We do.
And we're not going to do like a whole Christmas theme month next month. We're definitely going to have some Christmas themed episodes for sure in December.
Yeah, Scott's kind of tired of my month-long things.
It's just like, it's a lot. It's a lot of months in a row to do theme stuff for the entire month. So we're going to do some Christmas episodes for sure. But I love Christmas. I love Christmas movies, not the shitty Hallmark ones. Good Christmas movies.
I don't know. The Princess Switch on Netflix was pretty cute.
Nope.
I enjoyed it.
And I'm with you on that one. I'm happy it's this holiday season. You've got 3 weeks of work left after this, right? And then we're on break.
3 weeks, and then I have camp in the middle of that too.
I'm going to be taking a lot more time off this year because I have vacation to burn.
Maybe that week that I have camp, we shouldn't record.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll talk about this, guys.
Maybe I'll bring a guest wife on.
No. We'll either have to record beforehand.
We'll figure it out.
I don't know. We'll figure it out, guys. I forgot I had camp. That kind of gets in the way of some things.
All right,
but it's
Elyse.
really fun. Yeah.
What is your thorn?
No, I just shared my rose. You have to share your thorn. It goes back and forth and back and forth.
Oh.
You did your rose. I did my rose. You do your thorn. So what's your thorn?
I smashed my finger.
You did smash your finger.
I smashed my finger in the door. Mm-hmm. My finger hurts.
Hey, Scott, why did you smash your finger in the door?
I was looking for some pants.
No. Why did you smash your finger in the door?
I was looking for some pants?
No. Karma.
Oh, this again. This again. So,
This is my thorn.
oh, is this your thorn?
No, I mean, I don't really know what my thorn is. I'm just going to say it's this because that gives me a reason to bring it up again.
So, I stay up much later than Elyse.
Yes.
Generally.
Yes.
Elyse is a early to bed type of person. I am a
Yes.
night owl. I usually stay up till about 1 o'clock at night every night.
Yeah. It's too late for me.
Oh, I do a lot of work
too
at night,
early
too.
for others,
I do
yeah.
a lot. Like I do
You
a lot
do.
of work. So, especially Monday and Tuesday are late nights for me.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to set up our coffee maker to automatically brew coffee.
One job every
I
night.
don't have one job.
One
I have a
job
lot of jobs.
to take care of us. One of the hour jobs. One job a night.
So
And
I'm
that
supposed to set up the coffee maker to brew a pot of coffee in the morning because Elyse has to get up so early and it's so rushed in the morning that she doesn't have time to do it. So all she can do is pour her mug of coffee and then go right to work. And on Monday night, I was busy. I went to bed and I forgot.
Thanks all you people who decided to have the Q&A on Monday.
I forgot
it is all your fault.
do the coffee and I realized it right away.
You did.
And Elyse says I smashed my finger in a door because of karma.
It's true.
And that's mean because it really hurts.
I'm sorry.
And I had
really
to type all day yesterday, and it's my pointer finger, and it wasn't
that would
fun.
be a really hard one.
It wasn't fun.
But I don't understand why you didn't put a Band-Aid on it.
Well, it stopped bleeding.
I just think that you would want to protect that, though.
But it's fine.
But I think you would just want a Band-Aid.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I like to look at it. It's gross.
I know, and then you
It's
like
all swollen.
to point, like press it, even though it's swollen and bruised, and you're causing yourself a lot more pain by pressing on it. And for some reason, you just find enjoyment in that. And I guess I understand slightly because when I have bruises, I really like to press on the bruises.
Yeah.
But
come on, don't make this out like
not
I'm a
when
weirdo.
it's like that.
You're a weirdo.
I am a weirdo.
So is that really your thorn? Is that what we're going to end on? Is I forgot to make the coffee?
I guess
one
so.
time.
But you didn't really go into your whole story about slamming your finger in the closet door. So if you'd like to elaborate on that anymore.
What is there to... I slammed my finger into the closet door.
He slammed his finger in the closet door because he was looking for pants.
I was looking for pants.
But really because he was so flustered because he forgot to make the coffee. He was like, man, I forgot to make the coffee and now I can't find my pants and Lisa's going to be so mad at me.
My finger is bleeding everywhere. I probably got the blood on the pants.
Probably.
That weren't even in the closet. That's the worst part.
Where were they?
They were in the other closet.
On the floor?
No.
Oh.
They were hung up in our bedroom closet.
I picked some up off the floor the other day.
It was not those.
Okay.
Those were other pants on the floor.
If we only hung them.
It's still a lot of work.
Yeah, but think about all the wrinkles you wouldn't have.
Well, I mean, pants wrinkles, that's not really that important.
I mean, you don't want to really go to work wrinkly.
Elyse,
yeah.
I think that's it for Rosies and Thornies.
Is it for the Rosies and Thornies?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a good Rosie and Thorny.
we've been thinking.
Oh, we have.
I've been thinking.
Scott thinks a lot, so it's interesting to know what he's thinking about when he decides to share.
I've been thinking.
Yes, what have you been thinking?
Your shitty Bachelor show is coming back in like
Oh, it is in
a
January.
month.
That is true.
Did
Did you see the promo?
Absolutely not. I didn't
evidently
did
Colton
I see
gets
the promo?
so frustrated at something that he walks away and just says to Chris Harrison, I'm done. I'm over it. And then he jumps over a fence.
This happens in literally every single
No,
season.
but seriously, like a 6 foot, not 6 foot tall, because it was taller than him. He
a
just
27-foot tall fence.
it would probably be
just,
about 9 feet.
Just
not
like
9 feet.
velociraptors over
He
the
didn't
fence.
velocity. I mean, he got some air. I will say he got some air. Anyways, yeah.
The Bachelorette Bill is coming back.
Oh, good.
But I think we need a segment to go in that spot while it's gone. I think we need another segment for this show. That's what I've been thinking about. So I'm kind of like asking the audience here. Should we do like another reality TV show?
The Great British Bake Off.
Oh, we already watched that. I don't want to rewatch that.
We didn't watch all. I watched all of it. Have you watched all of them?
Yeah, they baked bread. The end.
We could watch Zumbo on Netflix.
No. I regret suggesting this at all.
Survivor.
Nope. I hate that show.
I think we should just do tabloid pop culture.
See, I think what I really wanted to do was talk about Riverdale, but the thing about Riverdale is I don't want to spoil it for people.
And the thing about Riverdale is we also watch the show after we record usually.
Well, we would change that, but I don't want to spoil Riverdale because like nobody cares if you spoil The Bachelor because it's The Bachelor. Nobody gives a shit. But Riverdale, like people actually like that show and we don't want to spoil it. So we'll all that to be said, we'll come up with something.
We'll workshop it. We'll figure out what we should do.
And by the time we come up with an idea, it's going to be time for the stupid Bachelor to come back again. And we're going to have to do that shit for another 27 months.
I don't know. We're just going to have to see. I might get fed up with Colton. Colton was not my favorite.
I hope you do.
You know, the only reason I ever watched it, though, was to see who's going to be the next person. And then this season, we'll have a lot of people on Bachelor in Paradise because...
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If all you're doing in watching the thing is to see who gets to do the thing next, then why do you watch the thing at all?
I don't know. I was reading Reality Steve to see some drama.
Cool.
There's some drama about who they're going to possibly do for the next Bachelorette.
I can promise you there's not actually drama.
Oh, no.
At least let's talk about
drama. There is.
Let's talk about some movies.
Some movies.
Yeah.
Okay, what type of movies are we going to be talking about?
I think we already covered that.
Okay.
I think it's my turn to go first.
I thought you went first last time.
I don't think I did.
Are you sure?
No.
I think you went first,
I
but
don't
it's
think I
okay.
went
You may
first.
go again.
I picked for my movie 2002's Treasure Planet. This was directed by Ron Clements and John Musker, a.k.a. The people in charge of the Disney Renaissance.
Oh, was it?
Just about every big movie of the Disney Renaissance that you can think of, those two guys had a hand in it. So, Aladdin? Yep.
The Lion King?
Yep.
The Little Mermaid?
Yep.
Pocahontas?
Don't know about that one.
Mulan?
I don't know about that one.
Exactly. You don't know anything, Jon Snow.
All right. So here's the summary written by Elyse Daly.
Yours, not truly.
This is a reminder that we are writing the summaries for our partners to read now. So none of this is endorsed by me.
It is by Disney.
Although I have never read or seen Treasure Island, which is not true because I've both read the book and seen.
I'm writing from my perspective.
Yeah, but I'm the one reading it out loud.
Anyways.
So. Although I have never read or seen Treasure Island, the movie Treasure Planet is Disney's adaptation of the story, only in space. They have ships that fly in space, aka spaceships.
Did you see that's where it came from?
Weird animals that talk.
Spaceships. It's like a ship, only it can't be on water. It's in space. Sorry.
Did you just figure out the word origin of the word spaceship? That you just put that together?
No. I just think it's funny.
Weird little animals that talk, and a little character called Morph, who is everyone's favorite. Jim gets a map to Treasure Planet and sets out to find the treasure with his family friend Dr. Doppler, voiced by Fraser's brother. Along the way, he avoids the advice given to him by the dying man with the treasure map to beware the cyborg. Instead, Jim befriends and is later betrayed by the cyborg. But then the cyborg realizes he actually cares about Jim, so he saves him in the end. You don't need to have read or watched Treasure Planet to know what's going on. I think you meant Treasure Island there. To know what's going on, but it might make you appreciate it more.
Exactly.
Bravo, Elyse.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
I thought it was perfect.
Yeah. This is... So
the highlights that I included. Number 1, going to find some treasure.
Yeah.
Number 2, cute sidekick. Number 3, betrayed but befriended in the end. That's all we need to know. Is that what happens in Treasure Island?
Basically, he doesn't have like as much of a relationship with the cyborg, who's not a cyborg. He's a pirate.
There's not a cyborg in Treasure Island?
No, there's not a cyborg.
Well, what is there in Treasure Island if it's not a cyborg?
It's a pirate with a peg leg.
Ah, that's why it's a cyborg.
Yeah. Did you just get that too?
I didn't know there was a pirate with a peg leg.
But you didn't get...
What?
Like a cyborg is... Like, pirates have missing limbs a lot, right? Like, it's a stereotypical thing that a pirate's missing a limb.
Yeah.
Missing an eye. This is a futuristic cyborg version of that.
Cool.
So,
good job, Disney. Way to think things through.
So this is like Ron Clements and John Musker's like dream project. They were trying to get this made at Disney forever. And they kept saying, no, go do this movie instead. Go do this movie instead. I think the first movie they did was I think they did Great Mouse Detective.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. And so finally they said, okay, we'll do, and I can't remember the name of the movie, but said, we'll do this one movie.
Rescuers Down Under.
But after we do this one movie, you're going to let us do Treasure Planet. And Disney said, okay, fine. And they did. And this movie is fantastic. This is such a great film. It's such an inventive take on Treasure Island. It's not like steampunk, but it's not steampunk. It's like futuristic in some ways, you know, where like they have all this future tech, like the book that he's reading in the beginning is not really a book. It's like a
pop-up book,
like a fancy
only it's a
future
futuristic
book.
pop-up book.
But also they still dress like they're back in pirate days.
It's like Waterworld, you know?
It is not like Waterworld.
Where it's so futuristic.
It is not like Waterworld.
But by the time that you get to be like so futuristic, something had to give. And so people had to revert back to the old days in order to survive.
I don't think that's what happened in Waterworld.
I think it is.
I think the reason why people reverted back to the old ways in Waterworld is because the water took over the world.
I guess that would be why it's Waterworld.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think I'm partially true.
Okay. Go for it.
That's where I learned the word
But yeah,
turd.
I mean, I that's where you learned the word turd.
No, I knew what turd was. I just thought it was funny to call people turds after that movie.
You're amazing. You're just amazing.
I am.
Yeah, so I mean,
Scotty.
I like this movie. I think it's a really fantastic take on this story. I think it's fun. All the characters are really great. I love Jim's relationship. There's a YouTube video that like spends half an hour diving into why this movie is great that I watched today on recommendation from some of the people on our Discord. It made me like the movie even more.
I'm sure it did.
It's fantastic. The stuff that they did like a combination of effects. Like a lot of this is hand drawn. There's some CGI in here. Like, did you know that?
I bet I didn't. I didn't know what a spaceship was.
Will you get off my
Oh,
mouse?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was on that.
That Silver,
Like
the
color.
cyborg,
Oh, yeah.
is the parts of him that are his body are hand drawn. All his cyborg parts, his arm and his leg, are computer generated, and they just mix those together.
That's pretty cool.
I think that like it's very vintage Disney in my mind, because it's like there's this kid whose father like abandoned them when he was young, and he had this dream of going out and finding adventure, and then he goes out and gets a treasure map and goes out and finds adventure, and the reason why he befriends the cyborg, Elyse, the reason why he looks beyond the warning that he was given,
Why is this?
it's because he doesn't have a dad, and he wants a dad, and this guy is like a father figure. There you go. Yeah. And so like, even though he knows he can't help himself, he can't help but endear himself to this kid, just like the guy can't help endear himself to Jim. And I don't know.
That's really sweet.
I think that's wonderful. I think like the animation in this is beautiful. The different techniques they did. This was a very expensive movie because the entirety of the ship they fly around on was done by a very labor-intensive animation technique that took like a lot of time
Interesting.
and money. And that's one of the reasons why this movie is considered a failure, because it
didn't make the amount of money that it was to spend.
But you know what pisses me off about this? And I knew this, and then the
video
I
touched
watched
on it
today
too.
touched on it today too.
What happened?
They released this movie. So Disney animated movies, right? The big Disney animated movie releases. They released those in the summer.
Yeah.
Like it's like the beginning of summer, we get all the kids in, and that's when we make all of our money. This movie, they released this movie in November.
Yeah. Do you know it was actually the 16-year anniversary was on Tuesday yesterday?
Do you know what other movie released in November at the same time this movie did? Harry Potter. The first they dropped this movie.
But no one knew how big Harry Potter was going to be.
Yes, they did.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Did they?
Yes, absolutely.
Did they?
Yes.
Did they?
Yes.
This is my new girl technique. Did they?
Yeah, they did. Harry Potter was already really huge in book form. They tossed this movie in the spot to die. They let this movie die, and it's really sad because I like Treasure Island rather is a pretty good book. It's a Robert Louis Stevenson book. I have a beautiful copy of it that if we ever have kids, I'm going to read that book to my children. I'm very excited about that because I love that book. This version, I think, is it takes the parts of that story that work really well, the swashbuckling adventure and treasure finding.
I love that word.
And then it adds some pathos to it, and I really appreciate that about this movie. I think everything works in this except for Ben. I don't like Ben. Ben is the cyborg or the android that they meet on Treasure Planet. He's voiced by Martin Short, who I don't think, like, I'm very hit or miss on Martin Short. I think he works really well in some cases, and in some cases he just drives me crazy, and I don't like him.
His best role?
What's that?
Father of the Bride. Frank.
He's good at that.
That's the best.
That's good Martin Short.
That's the best Martin Short.
I just feel like he overdid it a little bit. Like, there's already, like, a cute character, like, Morph works, and Ben, it doesn't work for me. He's just kind of more annoying.
I know that you didn't like him. I was not annoyed by him, actually. And I don't know if that's just because...
He's based off of a character that's in the story.
Yeah.
So, like...
They had to have him in order to parallel the story.
They didn't have to.
Scott, they had to have him in order to parallel the story.
They didn't have to have him to parallel the story. They didn't have to do that.
Scott.
What?
They had to have him to parallel the story.
So this movie came out. This movie came out when I was 17 years old. I doubt I saw it in the theater. I didn't see it until much later.
That is actually something I was going to ask you about, because I realized since it was that 16-year anniversary and it came out in 2002, did you go see that in the theater?
I seriously don't. I honestly don't know when I circled back around to this movie. It probably wasn't that long ago. It was probably within the last 10 years. I mean, it probably was.
You just watched it and then were mesmerized.
I mean, I remember the advertisements for it. Like the advertisements. I just remember Jim like windsurfing on his little surf thing, solar surfing, I guess it's called. Yeah. I remember that a lot, and my 17-year-old brain was like, a Treasure Island, but in space? That's stupid. And now
you're like, Treasure Island, but in space?
That's awesome.
I know.
It is though. It's really cool.
Frontier.
They sail on like solar currents. I think it's a really inventive idea.
It had its moments.
It a lot. What did you? I've been doing a lot of talking. It doesn't seem like you really like this movie, and I want to know why.
I don't know. I'm just, I don't know if it was the whole, like, I know that we talked about the blend already of the futuristic with the old timey. And then it was just like some of those decisions, like, it just, I don't know. It didn't like intrigue me or make me appreciate that. Then I also, I don't know. I have not read the story Treasure Island. I was never like excited to read that story. That was never something that fascinated me. It was just not my type of story. I love adventure stories, but it was never one of the classics that I had read to me, people thought were important. And so it was just, maybe had I even not known that it was based on Treasure Island, I might have liked it more.
Wait, why?
I don't know, because then I would have been like, oh, this is just a movie and I see what it is, because I have never wanted to seek out Treasure Island or anything that was associated with it. And if I saw another movie that was an adaptation and then you told me that it was an adaptation and I really liked it, I would be like, oh, okay. And then I don't know. It was just,
I'm not sure I'm following.
When you don't, like, let's say there's a classic that you don't like, that was a story that you've never read. Can you think of any of those?
Well, I can't know if I've never read it, I don't know if I didn't like it or not.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, it was just a story that never interested me. Is there a story like that you were little and it was like everyone's talking about it?
Yeah.
And then you were never interested in it?
Yeah.
Like what?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure.
Well, you're thinking about, okay, so it's a story that was popular. It was a classic. Everyone had read it and they said it was important and it never interested you. And so it was just like, blah, I don't really want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made it into a movie. And they had an adaptation of it. And it was just like, you already go into it like, bleh, because I never was interested in the story. And now I'm seeing it. And it still isn't like clicking with me because I don't know if I would have liked it more if it was completely futuristic or it was just, it didn't strike me as, not that it was bad. It wasn't bad. I can totally understand why someone would want to sit down and watch that. I don't think it was a waste of time. It would not be one where I would say, hey, let's go buy that movie. And hey, what do we want to watch? Some sort of like cartoon. Like, hey, yeah, let's watch Treasure Planet. I would never do that with this again.
Okay.
Like I'm thinking, like the Lego movie. I would say, hey, let's watch the Lego movie. That was fun. Let's watch Meet the Robinsons. I'm saying these things and I'm singing this. Let's watch Meet the Robinsons. That was fun. Let's go watch Wreck-It Ralph. That was fun. Big Hero 6. That was fun. But I wouldn't say Treasure Planet.
Okay. I still don't really understand what you're talking about, but okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand not liking the movie. I don't understand how not caring about the property means that if you didn't know it was part of that property, after watching it, you would have liked it more.
I wouldn't have gone into it with a negative opinion.
Yeah, I get that. But then
Yeah.
you watched The Thing.
Yeah.
And so...
I would have probably, if I hadn't seen it and I didn't know what it was based on, and I'd never read the story, and I saw
read the story.
I haven't, but I knew that I was never interested in the story. So I was never interested in it. So anything that involved it, I was like, whatever. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense for why you never sought out this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that means I watched it now and I don't like it. Because I wasn't interested in it before, I don't like it.
You don't understand going into something with a bad expectation and then having that so tainted that you wouldn't like it?
I understand going into something with certain expectations and those expectations either being met or exceeded, or like I understand going into a movie with certain expectations and then being surprised or it's about what I figured. I get that, but I don't get how the idea that you would have liked it better had you not know. Like if I had just never told you this is actually a Treasure Island adaptation, like if I had just kept that a secret from you, suddenly you would have liked the movie. That I don't understand.
That's just how I work.
Okay.
Yeah. So next time you think it's an adaptation of something that I have heard about that I don't like, don't tell me.
I'm just going to tell you nothing about any of these movies.
That might be best.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just how it was.
All right. That was Treasure Planet.
But Morph was my favorite. Morph was super cute.
Yeah.
I loved him.
And Morph chose Jim.
I know.
I loved Morph. It's a fun idea.
It was.
It's like a parrot, but not.
Yeah.
It's like a parrot except for imitating your voice.
Oh.
It imitates your everything.
Oh, so
See,
cute.
that's what they did.
I
That's
can
why it's
see.
clever.
It
That's
is
why
clever.
It's a clever idea for taking
It is a clever
this
idea.
and
I
futurizing
can see
it.
that.
All right, Elyse, it is time to move on, though, and leave this planet of treasure behind and go down to the farm with your movie.
Chanticleer. Chanticleer.
What movie did you pick?
Chanticleer. I picked Rock-a-doodle.
All right.
So Rock-a-doodle came out in 2009.
Oh, wait, that's wrong. I just forgot to switch it.
I was like, that did not come out in 2009.
It's 1991.
Okay, 1991. Okay. Rock-a-doodle came out in 1991. It is from the man that brought you The Land Before Time, The Secrets of Nim, All Dogs Go to Heaven, and Anastasia, which I almost picked, comes Rock-a-doodle. A movie way worse than all those other ones. A kind of psychedelic nightmare, Rock-a-doodle tells the story of Edmund, a little boy whose entire farm is being flooded because a cartoon rooster decided to go to the city and become Elvis. Just when things couldn't get any worse, an evil Christopher Plummer owl with magic breath or something appears in Edmund's room and turns him into a cartoon cat. Catmund teams up with the rest of the farm animals and travels to the big city to bring home the Elvis rooster so he can sing the clouds away and bring the sun back.
How was that? It was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a movie about this rooster that just decides to go away. And yes, he does become Elvis. The character was based on Elvis.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, it was.
There's no way.
The songs, the little hips, the... Yeah, that stuff. That was all based on Elvis.
I'm not sure how I feel about the anthropomorphization of the animals.
Yeah, you kept on bringing that up. You're like, I'm really uncomfortable with how these chickens are being portrayed.
The chickens got big boobies.
They did.
And not only do they have big boobs, big chicken breasts.
Yeah.
But they wore like cleavage shirts. Like all the chickens we were wearing, like, look at my big chicken boobies. It was a little uncomfortable.
I'm sorry.
So Elyse, tell me a little about this movie.
I loved this movie when I was really little.
Why though?
I think it was just because I liked movies with songs in them. And I liked the, Chanticleer. I loved the swing. That was what I really remember. It was Chanticleer, and I can't even remember the girl's name that
Yeah, I don't
he falls in Goldie. I think it was Goldie.
Yeah.
That they had, and it was just like, I don't know. I loved it. Maybe I also liked it because my grandparents had lived on like a little farm, and so I thought that was cute. I don't know.
This is a very interesting movie.
It did kind of freak me out. The owl was really kind of
really
scary.
creepy.
Yeah, I do agree.
He turns the little boy into a cat so he can eat him.
I do remember that. So I was freaked out at the beginning because he does get turned into a cartoon and then jumps into the cartoon. But then I thought it was really fun going to the city with the chicken, and then the chicken having like the whole little mansion with the swing. And I thought that was really cool. And then, yeah, he got really creepy and did like the whole Ursula thing to where he got really big. Yeah.
Well, this is, I mean,
I don't know.
is like,
it was kind of a mess of a movie. And I was talking to my sister about it too when she called earlier this week. And I was like, Scott's making me watch Treasure Planet. And she's like, oh. And I was like, yeah, I made him watch Rock-a-doodle. And she goes, you made him watch that? I was like, yeah, I watched it. Didn't you like that? No.
So the structure of this movie is weird, right? This is a Don Bluth movie, but it's the only Don Bluth movie with a live action segment in it. And all of his other movies were cartoons. This is the only one that have a live action segment. And it's kind of weird because the movie opens in cartoon, and then we hear the story of Chanticleer, this rooster that every day sings to bring the sun up, and then one day he doesn't sing and the sun comes up anyway.
Yeah, because roosters don't bring the sun up.
Yeah, because duh, they don't actually do that.
Santa, should we talk about Santa right now?
No, we're not going to talk about Santa right now because apparently my niece listens to this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we won't talk about Santa right now.
When my sister told me that, I was like, oh, Cindy, I say fuck so many times. See, I just did it again.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's this storybook story where we've got this narrator narrating this thing. And then this Chanticleer leaves because everyone makes fun of him, so he leaves town. And then we cut. Suddenly we're in live action, and the story that we're being told is being read to our main character, Edmund, by his mother.
Yes.
In live action, in real life, while a storm is all around them.
Indeed.
So then there's this whole weird part where, like, all the adults in the family go out, and they're out, like, trying to battle back the flood waters from the rain. Like a levee breaks at some point. Like there's the mother is like up to her waist in water, and then the levee breaks, and it's like, oh god, she's gonna die.
But she doesn't.
Well,
spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, we never see them again.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Yeah, at the very end of the movie.
Yeah, I guess I.
The mom comes in and she's like waking him up.
Oh yeah, because apparently everything's fine.
Yeah,
even though there was
he just got knocked
broke
out because the tree came in the window.
Yeah, so basically it's kind of one of those things where then he's the little kid, because he's kind of stupid, decides that the only way to help his family is to call for Chanticleer to come back. And when he does that, instead of Chanticleer, it's the evil owl that decides he's going to eat him. And then when the owl walks into his room, the owl turns the entire room into a cartoon too. And then turns
with
him
his magic breath.
Yeah, and that's weird. Why does the owl have magic breath? Who made that call?
Owls always have magic breath.
And then
did you not know that?
No.
Yeah.
And then so he turns into the cat, and the cat
Scott.
What?
Space ships. Owl breath.
That's not the same thing at all.
Yeah, I think it is.
Not comparable.
I think it is.
At all. And then then they leave to go to get Chanticleer, and they leave a bunch of all their farm animal friends back in the house that's flooding with a flashlight. And it's like it's a race against time, because as soon as the flashlight runs out of batteries, the owls are going to swoop in and eat all the other animals. And it's like, this is...
I
Don Bluth
guess
movies,
I did realize that owls ate other animals because I've dissected a pellet before.
Don Bluth's movies are not like... They can get dark. Like Secret of NIMH has some pretty
Secrets of NIMH.
dark moments in it.
Yeah. Didn't read that book, but still appreciated the movie.
So, I mean, this is kind of on brand for him, but it's just this like the structure of it, like going cartoon, then to live action, then back to cartoon, and then it was actually all just a dream of the kid. And it's just like...
I think he just wanted to experiment a little bit. It was not a good experiment.
It's a little much. Like, why not just have this, like, what is doing the live action part add to the story? Like, just have it be...
When did The Princess Bride come out?
I don't know. Why?
I don't know. I was just kind of thinking about maybe that was popular. And so then they were like, oh, maybe we can do a cartoon kind of like that where the kid's reading the book.
1987, I guess. I mean, I get that as a story element, but it works in The Princess Bride because, like, there's a whole arc of the Fred Savage character going on throughout the story.
Yeah.
Like, like Edmund is just like he doesn't really have an arc in this story. He's just like, he's gonna go, like,
He's gonna go save.
And he does. He just he just goes and does it, and then the end, and we're all happy, and that's it.
But he's
the only character that has an arc is the chicken, the rooster.
Yeah, Chanticleer.
Chanticleer has an arc because he's hurt because all his friends betrayed him and were dicks to him, and then they have to learn to be nice to him, and he has to learn to be forgiving.
Mean?
What?
Just pretending.
Oh.
What?
Oh. So every time I say any kind of word, that's what you're gonna do now.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't think this is very good, Don.
It wasn't great.
You've done better, Don.
When I was, how old would I have been then? 2?
In 91?
90?
Yeah.
91. Yeah, I don't think I was 2 when I first saw this, but
Don
I was
Bluth,
probably young.
Don Bluth is alive, by the way.
What's he been working on lately? Anything good? Or more of this?
No.
No? Nothing good?
I mean, people just...
Ask him to do a little this, a little that?
Is he... Actually...
Is he alive? Is he not alive?
Well, the biography doesn't say, but he hasn't...
Check that IMDb page. It has the death year if he did die.
Yeah, no, he's not dead.
He's not dead. That's good. So we can still have some redemption for this movie.
But I don't think he's working anymore either.
Retired Don Bluth. Those would be the good days. Retirement.
He's 81. And he lives in Scottsdale. He lives in my Dale.
He does. All that hot Dale.
So that's your movie.
That's my movie. It was not my best selection. I will admit that. I've had some pretty bad ones.
Underrated.
No, it was just a cartoon that I watched when I was little. And that's basically what I picked. I was trying to think of like an actual underrated movie that's a cartoon that I liked. And I think it was Meet the Robinsons. That's probably like an underrated Disney cartoon. I don't feel like hit it for Disney also. But man, that's a good movie. Yeah. Meet the Robinsons. I like it because of the educational value behind it a lot too. It's a good message, good lessons. I used it this year as we were teaching flashback. It was good movie. But that's enough for these movies, Scott, because we, talked about them enough. And so now we have to keep moving forward.
Always moving forward.
As Meet the Robinsons said. So
okay, nobody gets that reference because nobody saw that movie.
Well, they should have. It was really good.
Elyse.
Yes.
Next week.
Yes.
On the podcast.
Yes.
Like we said, we're not going to dive into Christmas right away.
Not yet, but I'm tiptoeing.
You are.
I am tiptoeing with my selection on this one.
You're putting your toes in the pool.
I am.
Next week we are doing...
We're just going to do some musicals.
We're just going to do some musicals.
Yeah, because Scott realized he found a musical that I haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean, the impetus for this whole thing is that I found a musical that Elyse hasn't seen, and I was so shocked that a musical exists that Elyse hasn't seen that I just had to pick it.
And there are others, but this is a very well-known musical that I have not seen that I'm excited to see.
So for our musicals episode next week, I picked Little Shop of Horrors.
Are you going to sing the title? Is the title theme song? How does it?
It is.
Okay. So
maybe I'll do that next week.
Why aren't you going to do it this week?
You got to leave them wanting more, Elyse. You got to come back next week.
So I can't sing my title of mine?
No.
Okay.
No, you can't.
So I chose the movie Meet Me in St. Louis.
And I've never seen this musical. I'm pretty ashamed about it. I'm pretty ashamed.
Yeah. So it ends kind of Christmassy, and the song Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. This is where it originated.
And it'll be December by the time
it will be.
We're talking about that.
So fits right
it
on
does.
in nicely.
It slips right on in.
Yep.
I wasn't going there.
You were
and then
going
you gave
there.
me a look. No, I want the audience to know this, that I meant that as straightforward. I was not doing any kind of double meaning. And then as soon as I said it, Elyse gives me this look because her mind is dirty. You have a dirty mind, Elyse.
No, I don't.
You have a dirty... My niece, you are warping her mind with this stuff.
No, I'm not.
All right. I think that's all we have time for this
Is that
week.
All now?
Yeah, I think I'll leave on
nothing else you want to get in there.
I'll leave on a win with that one.
It's time to stand.
If you like this podcast, you can.
What?
Our watches told us it's time to stand up. You can't just put something like that.
Mine's not, because I have already stood for how many hours? 13 of my 12 hours.
You can't just put that in in an audio format and not explain what it means, or else someone's just going to be listening and hear you say, it's time to stand. And they'll be like, what does that mean?
Everyone, right now as you're listening, stand.
Everyone stand up. Sit down. Stand up.
Nope, everyone's out. We didn't say Simon Says.
That's all we have time for you this week. If you like this podcast, you can check it and all the other shows out at doofmedia.com.
Doof.
Also, consider donating to our Patreon account. That's patreon.com/doofmedia. We've got tons of great patron-only content on there. And we got a goal we're coming up to that the Doof Plays, which you're going to be a part of, Elyse. We're a mere $46 away from. So if you can provide $1 a month or whatever else you can afford to help us out, we are completely funded by you guys. We rent these movies, and you help make that happen. So we really appreciate that. Everyone that has donated to us.
Thankfully, we did not have to pay for Rock-a-doodle.
Rock-a-doodle was free.
We watched it with commercials.
Was free.
Scott would have been upset if we actually had to pay for that.
I would have.
But that's okay.
All right, guys, we will see you next week. And Elyse?
Yep. You love me.
Right. It's presumptuous.
It's true, though.
But yeah, I do.
Yeah. I love you, too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.